Okay. Alright. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another powerful IES live section. My name is Michael, and this session is extremely special because we are talking about something every aspiring Canadian student cares about, deeply about. So, what I'm talking about is visa success, smooth processing, structured documentation, and clearing the confusion around the entire process. And joining us today is Mr.
Ian McRae.
Mr. Ian McRae. Mr. Ian McRae is someone who has been Center of International Student Visa Support for many years now. He's a distinguished professional, strategic partner to many reputable Canadian institutions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he is a leader in student visa transition support. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ian McRae. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, good job.
He's the Senior Director of Strategic Partnership at BorderPass. You know, BorderPass worked with several well-known Canadian institutions, including Sheridan College, Algoma University, countless others universities.
Durham College, Centennial College, Seneca College, Humber College, St. Lawrence College, St. Clair. There's 40 different colleges and universities we work with. We also partner with Passage and Empower, which provide loans to students who can't get loans from banks, basically. So we partner with a lot of colleges and universities and other partners to help with filing visas. So would you like me to talk about what BorderPass is?
So, Mr. Ram, we're excited to have you today. So, as I say, talk about BorderPass. Let's know more about BorderPass.
Yeah, so when you are looking to come to Canada, you need to get a visa, right? If you're coming to study, then you need a study permit. If you're coming to visit, you need a visitor visa and work permit and so on. BorderPass is a Canadian law firm that has created a platform that makes it easy to file your visa. Okay, so that's what we do. We partner with lots of colleges and universities. So if you are looking to study at any of those colleges or universities, you can use our platform and legal services for free. We, as a Canadian law firm, will help you file your visa to Canada for free if you're going to any one of our partner institutions.
Okay, sorry to cut you. So, what makes this BorderPass different from regular visa assistance platform that people already know, students already know? What's the difference?
Well, most people file their visa on the Canadian government website, right? They'll just I'm in Nigeria now. I had to get a visa to come to Nigeria, so I went to the government of Nigeria website, put in my documents and all that. That's what most people do when they come to Canada. I'm sure that's what the team here works on doing. BorderPass is different because when you go to the government websites, it can be very confusing. They're not really set up to be user-friendly. BorderPass is. It makes it easy so that when you log into BorderPass to create your visa application, it's easy so anyone can do it. Like my cousin, she married a guy from Cuba. She lives in Canada. Married a guy from Cuba, brought him to Canada on a visitor visa, used BorderPass to do it herself. And she knows nothing about this type of stuff. So that's what the platform does. It makes it easy to file a visa. And the best part is, once you have done that, it guides you by answering one question at a time, uploading all your documents with very clear instructions, helps you write a statement of purpose for your study permit. And once you've done that, each application gets reviewed by one of our lawyers. Okay, it's to double check that you did it right, and then we submit it on the government website to save you that difficulty. The best part is, if you are studying at any one of our partner schools, and people can see them by going to borderpass.ai and looking at the page that says institutions, or it says schools or something, you'll see a lot of schools in Canada work with us so we can help students and agents file the visa, and you can use our help for free. Now you still have to pay the government fee, like it costs 150 Canadian to submit the visa to the government. You still have to pay that, but like the cost of using our lawyers and our platform, that's completely covered. Usually we would charge somebody over $500 to help them file a study permit. If you're going to any one of our partner schools, that's completely covered. There's no cost for using BorderPass to any one of our partner schools, or if you have a loan, an education loan from Passage or Empower, like I talked about. Again, BorderPass is free.
You know what interests me now, what we were just talking about, it when you mentioned about BorderPass helped in statements of purpose, right?
Yeah.
So that's very nice something.
Yeah.
So now let's talk value. So what major challenges do students face during the Canada study permit process, and how does BorderPass specifically help them overcome these challenges?
Listen, it can be confusing on how to file a visa application. I don't know if you've ever done it, or if people on the live right now have ever filed a visa.
Right.
It could be confusing. Just reading the forms, like you read the government form, and usually most people would do that and they say, I can't do this. Because there's so many things you could get wrong.
Yeah.
And if you get it wrong, it could be a big problem for you. You could not only could you screw up your application and get it rejected, waste your money and time, but there's ways of, if you don't properly disclose information about your past, that you could get banned from reapplying. You could get banned from applying to Canada if you are seen to be misrepresenting yourself. If you use BorderPass, we make sure that doesn't happen. We make sure you don't make mistakes. We explain things to you in a way that's easy to understand and not confusing. And the best part is that if you're going to any one of our partner schools, it's free. So that's our business, and our mission as a company is to make access to Canadian immigration lawyers accessible to everyone around the world. And so that's why the schools pay us. Okay, so we might think, well, it's free, how does that work? But it's because those Canadian schools pay us. Okay, so if you're going to any one of our partner schools, they pay us, so you can use this for free. And the benefit to the school is they get more students that way, because we help more people get the visa approvals.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So many students now experience anxiety about submitting their applications. And how does BorderPass ensure accuracy and completeness when guiding students through the visa process?
Yeah, we've done thousands and thousands of visa applications. BorderPass is the biggest filer of study permits in Canada. And again, how did this all start? BorderPass was started by a team of Canadian lawyers who created a platform to make it easy for them to do their job of collecting the documents, answering questions, and so on. So that's how it works. Basically, what goes into a visa application? Well, we need to collect a lot of information from you about your family, places where you've lived, your education history, your criminal and medical history. So the platform asks you those questions, and then we require you to upload documents. Your passport, if the offer letter that you get. If you want to go to Conestoga College, you need an offer letter from the school in order to apply for your visa. So you upload those documents onto BorderPass. The biggest part of getting documents done right is the proof of finances. okay, showing that you have enough money to pay for your studies in Canada. When you're using BorderPass, we have a section on proof of finances where you're going to upload your bank statements, any loans that you have, any scholarships. You know, if you're being sponsored by someone, we need the documents from that person, right? Everything that you would normally have to do, BorderPass guides you through that in a way that shows how much money do you need, and as you upload those documents, we show you, okay, like for example, to come to Canada, you need to be able to pay your tuition fees, you need to have a certain amount of money for living expenses, and to travel, okay? So we're gonna, when you go to this on BorderPass to proof of finances, we show you exactly how much money you need. And as you're uploading your bank account details, our system reads the bank account and says, you have this much money. Do you have enough or not enough? Okay, and it's all very clear. So that's how it helps people. It makes things more clear.
Okay, so now we're talking about going to step-by-step visa support. Now, could you walk us through the step-by-step process of using BorderPass from when a student sign up to when they submit their visa application?
Yeah, so you create your account, you upload all your documents, including your financial documents. You complete a very detailed questionnaire where we ask about your personal, family, criminal, medical,
Well, you guys ask.
travel. Well, like one question at a time through the platform.
That's very nice.
Yeah, and then we give you the government forms that you sign and upload. And then there's a tool that helps you write your statement of purpose. And so once you do that, each application gets reviewed by one of our lawyers, and then we submit it on the government website.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you guys should expand to other countries.
Yeah, well, we will someday. We will
Yeah,
someday.
you guys, I think it's very nice. I've applied for visa before now, at issues, so I think when you guys need to expand maybe.
Yeah.
So now, how does BorderPass help students understand key sections of the application? Many people struggle with, for example, purpose of travel, financial proof, ties to home country, or program justification, misinterpretation of questions. How does your platform, simplifies this area?
Well, that's where it becomes really important to work with a good agent like Gowan, right? Because BorderPass makes sure that your visa application is done correctly, but it doesn't tell you what program to pick, okay? It doesn't, a lot of the times when people start using our platform, it's after they have picked their program, and it's after they have come up with their study plan for Canada. So it's really important that if you people on the live here are interested in coming to Canada, I would really encourage you to find a good quality agent and ask a lot of questions about what's the right program to study and how is that going to impact your ability to get a visa. Some programs, like how do you pick a good program? You need to understand how that program leads to a job.
Okay, another program like we struggle with purpose of traveling, the financial aspects, I don't know how does the application help in this key section, purpose of traveling. Do people help in this section, people struggle with the purpose of traveling, the financial aspect, or
Well, tell me more about what you mean by that question, because there's a bunch of things there.
Okay, some people struggle, I don't know, people have a problem, they want to travel, they don't know specific reasons to give so that to help them to get this visa. Some people have visa, you can ask us what the purpose of traveling, almost like a statement of purpose. But
Do you mean for a visitor visa or for a study permit?
For a study permit.
Okay.
People are asking, but did they assist in any way, like to help students, to guide them, like in their own. Some people don't really have that strong, or like for to get that visa. People that purpose might be not be convincing to the visa,
Yeah. So yeah.
I don't know.
We have a tool in BorderPass. So again, how does it work? It's a platform that you can use to file the visa. We ask you questions, you upload the documents, and then there's a tool to help you write the statement of purpose. The way that tool works is it asks you about 10 to 15 questions.
Oh, wow.
Each is like a very specific question where it's going to be like, tell us about the purpose, or tell us about your plan for what you're going to do after your studies. Tell us about some companies that you want to work for. Tell us about why you chose this program. Tell us about why you want to come to Canada. Like all these little details, we guide you through each of those questions, and then that becomes your statement of purpose. Okay, so to your point, brother, it's like, how do they know what to say? We kind of lead them through a bunch of questions, make it easy to answer, and then that becomes your statement of purpose.
Okay, so proof of funds now and financial preparation. Finances are one of the major factors among Nigerian students, especially with this updated IRCC proof of funds requirement. So, I want to ask now, how does BorderPass help students properly structure their proof of funds so that it looks clear, logically, and convincing to a visa officer?
Well, so you need to think about proof of funds in two ways. There's the proof of available funds, like what money do you have in your pocket, and what's the source of those funds. So that would be like, your pay slips or any property that you might own, or other assets, that type of thing. So how do you show that what the Canadian government wants to see is, do you have enough money in your pocket to pay for your studies? Do you have enough money in your bank account that you can take out right now to pay for your studies? Okay, yes, good. What they also want to see is that money legitimate? Okay, because what a lot of people do, and the government knows this, they've seen it literally millions of times, is people will take all the money and put it in the bank account today, let it sit there for 6 months, and then file the visa. The problem is the government knows this, and so if you really want to come to Canada, it's going to be difficult for you to get a visa if the money's not actually yours.
So, how does BorderPass help? Do they help students structure their proof of funds? Do BorderPass help structure their proof of funds properly, so it becomes clear, logical to help them,
What BorderPass does is it shows you the difference between those two things, the available funds and the source of those funds. And it makes sure that for all of the available funds that you are showing in your pocket, BorderPass leads you to say, where did that money come from? So you can show that. That's what the immigration officers are going to be looking for. And so that's how we help you do it right.
Okay. So now many students think proof of funds is only about showing money. Many students, that's what they think. It was like just about document, land, all this kind of thing. So many students think about proof of funds all about showing money. So now, can you explain what makes a strong, financial, presentation? Like, for example, source of funds, transaction history, stability, and correct documentation.
What do you mean, brother?
Okay, many students now, for example, they think proof of funds only about money. So can you explain what makes a strong financial presentation? You just explain about land documents.
Okay, well, it depends on the person. So I could tell you what makes a weak presentation. A weak presentation is like most young people are going to be sponsored. Okay, most people will have sponsors. It's much better if the sponsor is a parent versus if it's an aunt or uncle or brother or friend. Okay, that's something that often leads to a rejection, is that the sponsor is not like a direct family member. So that makes it weaker. It makes it weaker if the money is not in a personal bank account, but it's in a business bank account. That makes it much weaker. Or using like pension funds. Like if someone has a pension, they might say, look at all my money in the pension. Again, like you need to be able to show that you can take all that money out of the bank tomorrow and it's actually yours to spend, and it's not just sitting there for the purpose of the application. So how you tell that story depends on the situation, but here's the thing, there's no shortcuts.
Yeah, no shortcut.
Yeah.
So the next question I want to ask you, but you've already answered that. It's about how BorderPass assists students with preparing a high quality SOP.
Yeah.
But you have already answered that. But I don't know if you can still go again on that.
Yeah, a statement.
And what are the 3 biggest mistakes students make when writing this SOP?
Okay.
Yes.
Detail. Like you're telling a story that you need to convince an immigration officer to let you into Canada. So be detailed. Show that you actually know what program you're studying.
Yeah.
Explain why you chose that program. Be specific. Say, I wanted to study nursing in Canada because in the second year I'm going to take this course and it's going to teach me these skills that I can use to come back to Lagos or Nigeria and use those skills to get this job at this company that I've always wanted to work for these reasons. Tell the story. Don't just rush through it, but tell a story that's going to actually convince somebody that you know what you're talking about.
That's good. So turnaround time application monitoring, one of the biggest concerns, turnaround time application monitoring, one of the biggest concerns is waiting for updates. Once a student submit their document through BorderPass, how long does it take for your team to review and finalize everything?
Usually a few days, like 3 days, maybe 4 days maximum if we're really busy. Yeah, so once you do the application on BorderPass and it gets sent to one of our lawyers, 3 or 4 days, we're going to review it and submit it to the government. Right. Now, once it goes to the government, how long does it take them? I'd say honestly, I usually tell people 4 to 8 weeks, like 1 month to 2 months. However, lately we've been seeing decisions coming in less than 2 weeks. Like over the past week, I've heard from lots of people who have been getting decisions in like 10 days to 14 days. So it changes, depends on how many students are submitting these visas at any given time. But right now, the turnaround time seems to be pretty quick on study permits.
So, does BorderPass help students track the process of the application and alert them if something requires attention?
Yeah, brother, that's exactly what it does. It's like anytime you upload a document, if there's any issues with it, our system is going to flag that for you so you fix it in order to move on. Or like if you upload a passport and the name is different on your passport than what's on the bank statement, the system's going to catch that and alert you to fix it.
So we're going to another very critical question now. This one are perfected by it too. For students who have been rejected before, let's address something important. Like, because many of our winners have faced this. Me, I've faced this and rejected before, visa rejection. So how does BorderPass support students who have previously received a study permit refusal? Or what steps do you advise them to take differently this time?
So how do we help students who have been refused before?
Yes, you could help.
Well, I mean, like, we collect. No, first thing is we ask you, have you been refused before? And if yes, then we collect as much information from you about that past refusal. So, in this new application, we can explain what happened in the past and how this is different. You know. So a lot of times people get refused because they just did a bad application. Honestly, so there's that. A lot of times people get refused because they don't actually have enough money. And a lot of times people get refused because they're not genuinely interested in studying. They just want to immigrate, which is fine. It's like, of course, that's why people have dreams, is to like go around the world and to have a better life. But you got to understand that a study permit, you need to show that you have a plan to study. And people don't do their homework. So when they write their application, an immigration officer looks at it and says, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. So you got to do your homework, and you know, BorderPass makes sure that your application is very thorough, and that helps a lot.
That's interesting. So, BorderPass works with schools like Algoma, like say Sheridan College, right? Conestoga.
We work with Algoma.
Yeah.
Or sorry, we work with Sheridan, but not the other ones you mentioned.
Okay.
To see what schools we partner with, go to borderpass.ai/institutions for a full list of our partner schools. We work with 40 different colleges and universities across Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from your
on our website.
Yeah. You can listen to him. So from your experience with multiple institutions, you know, what are some trends, you know, you have observed regarding successful visa application? What are the students who get approved doing differently?
They're using BorderPass to file really good visa applications.
That's nice. Okay. So audience, you have any question? It's a question and answer section. So now let's take some questions from
Questions from the audience.
So audience, if you have any questions.
Can you read that? That's sideways.
If you have any question, so the audience, over to you. Someone wants to join the call. Can I accept call? So let's see. If you have any questions. Audience, if you have any questions, you can ask messages.
If you want to see the list of Canadian colleges and universities that we can do your study permit for free through BorderPass, go to
Someone's asking
borderpass.ai/institutions.
how much should I budget for proof of funds? How much should I budget for proof of funds? That's one.
Minimum would be like, it depends on what program you're going to, you know, like, because it depends on how much the tuition fees are. So you need to figure out, it's the tuition fees plus living expenses, which is $22,000 per year of your studies, and then, you know, like whatever the travel's going to cost. So tuition fees plus living expenses, which you can see, $22,000 a year. Go to the Government of Canada website, say living expenses for a study permit. There's a set amount of money you need to have per year. Tuition plus living expenses plus travel.
Alright. Any other person, any question? If you have any question, you can ask now. Nobody. Nobody else. So before we wrap up, since no question is coming in, okay. So before we wrap up, what final advice would you give to students preparing for the 2026 Canadian intakes regarding their visa process? What final advice would you give them?
Yeah, it all starts with picking the right program. And picking the right program means like listening to your heart and actually knowing like what do you care about, what do you want your life to be about. Don't look for shortcuts. Say like, what's the purpose of my life? How, and you know, like we all have a purpose in life, and God wants you to find your purpose, and I believe that, and we all have a purpose, and the best version of ourselves, the best version of you, brother, the best version of me, is possible. And don't look for shortcuts, because by doing that you're going to end up with a version of yourself that's less than what God is asking you to be, and what God has given you the skills and gifts to be. Like we're all blessed to be here today. I'm blessed to be sitting on this couch with you.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but we have this day. And search for your purpose, and always remember that your purpose is probably to help people. Okay, and we all do that in our own way, and life can get confusing and life can get hard, but one way of making it easy is to say, how can I help people? How can I be of service to others? And then sit with that for a moment, and then the question of like, well, what should I do for my work? What should I do for my career and studies? That will be more clear to you. You know, whether that's to work in health, to be a teacher, to be a builder, to be someone who helps with IT. Like, look at you, brother,
Yeah.
setting all this stuff up. Clearly, you're gifted in that way. Not everybody is. I'm not. We all have gifts, and if you can realize your gift and say, how do I help people with my gift? That's the program you should study. And then think about, you know, really research what the best place to study that is. You know, your life is important. You are special. Don't look for shortcuts. You can do this.
The viewers you can hear, don't look for shortcuts. Those of you that like shortcuts, don't look for shortcuts. So, on behalf of the IES team, we say thank you. Thank you for the clarity you are giving our viewers, students, you know. Thank you for the direction, and thank you for everything. So everyone watching us, you don't have to fear or guess about the Canadian visa process. BorderPass structure is accurate and expert guidance from start to finish. It's nice. So IES is here to support you. We're here to guide you. So if you want to reach out to BorderPass, you can also reach out to us. Then we can get you more, hook you up with BorderPass. For assistance and guidance, you can call us, contact us on +234. That's our Nigerian line. That's 080-765-2524. So you can also message us in the inbox. Those of you want to get more clarity, send us a message. You can follow us on TikTok on IES Education Group. So follow us, message us any inquiry you want more from us, and we'll get you through the process and support you. So once again, Mr. and
Ian.
yeah.
Nobody can say it here very much.
Ian McRae, yeah, I got that.
Yeah, you know, it's funny though, you promote the Scottish university here so much, but it's a very Scottish name, Ian McRae.
Oh wow, that's it.
Yeah.
Now I'll get used to that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get used to that. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
So thank you, audience. We're coming to the end of this section. So I hope you guys got a lot of information, and you know, BorderPass is here for you all. So thank you all. See you next time. Bye bye.